Hey, Linda. How you doing? Linda? What are you doing? No, okay.
Today I have a special guest. He told me that he sees life as a gift. Every day
Yes.
something needs attention, people need help, everyone needs a good life. I found it so heartwarming and the truth of this man's faith in this world.
You
His
there?
name is Doc
Hello?
Days. My channel on YouTube was to bring him here to be on my show, but that never
There's
happened.
a broadcast.
This channel was to be
Give you
his
one
place here.
interview.
I mean, for
9
everyone to
years, you're
listen to
worth it.
what he talks about. He would not accept my pleads and beggings. He is tough as nails and a mind to no other.
You didn't say you see all that
My channel
stuff.
was started 9 years ago for Doc. Have a nice days.
I know that.
Please like, share, tell someone you love, subscribe, and most of all listen.
I promise you'd never have
Doc
an
is
interview
in
with
the
me,
video
ever.
I posted years ago while I was visiting with Doc at his home, the Rubik's Cube video. He put two cubes in a little jar.
I still got him.
Such skills, wow.
Wow.
He can solve a cube in less than 3 minutes too, all day long.
I should
He
have
has
listened to
lots of
you
them and all over
9 years
his
ago.
house.
You were
He
great.
is also the voice in the
Still got
You
Rubik's
Can Move
Cubes.
to
I got them
Canada.
everywhere.
Caught him singing in with his song.
I don't watch
We
your
have
channel.
had almost an entire life together. He is my hero. Well, I am getting a bit. You know, today on my show, I have something I could not understand at first. Doc Days it here with me for an interview only, but he has so many stories that I wanted to explore further with my friends and family that watch
Cancel
my
interview
Ruby
now.
Talks Wood channel on YouTube. I will try to ask some questions that I took notes this week on to see how things go.
You didn't
He is
say it would be like
somewhat
this.
shy in front of camera. I hope we can ask things that might help to bring him out.
Thank you, though.
Let's give
Bye.
it try, Doc. May I call you Doc?
Linda, this is not what I expected. You've always called me Doc, boo. Okay. I'll see how long I can hold up. Okay. You know I'd like to talk. Just telling people stuff. Let me calm down. I mean, get a better grip on reality here. I didn't know you were trying to. I just thought it was a phone call. I knew we'd be interviewed, and I didn't know you were videotaping me here, but yeah, I'm all right with that. What is this all about today? I mean, we've talked forever. I'm so glad I've inspired you so much.
I only wanted my family here to understand how you have made me a wonderful person. My friends at work love
Thank
the
you.
ideas I share with them. Please, just stay. During my interview before this show, we were talking
I
about
remember.
that you have some
4 hours
visions and
ago.
dreams that take you true.
I'm glad you called back.
Do you remember us talking about that?
Yeah, I do. Um, uh, I've had them my whole life. Just seeing things and doing things, and it's saved my life so many times, hundreds, thousands of times. I just, I'm so grace. I'm so blessed. I don't know how to explain it, so I try to give this to people. You know, try to have them do their stuff and be able to carry on. I don't know if everybody has my abilities or anybody wants my abilities. I thought it was a gift from God, and I've learned different things since then.
How do you know all these things?
God, did you Are you even there? It sounds like you're just queued up or something. I mean, I'm pretty smart. I know stuff's going on, but yeah, the root beer. How do I know these things? Um, you want me to tell you the stories I told you before? Okay. You can't see her face, but I can. She's in Singapore. I'm in United States. Uh, First time I had what I thought was a unbelievable experience of vision that I remember. I mean, mm, I was living in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on Catawba Street. My father is a brilliant chef. Started his own restaurant at Utah Shopping Center in Fayetteville, right down from Fort Bragg. This isn't the first one, but I mean, this is the one I remember the most because I got my ass beat for suggesting it. Anyway, you've heard the story before, but since we had just had interviews for years and years, years, you're brilliant. You're a brilliant young lady. I sure love you to death. Boo. uh, we got a phone call that my grandfather Pappy had passed away, had a heart attack and died. Phone call. Back then you had phones. You couldn't do any, no services. Back in 1963, I think. And, oh, I like to cry. I mean, I ain't crying. I'm happy. Tears of happy. I love my granddaddy, Pappy. He was the one taught me how to be. I'll tell you that. You know that stories. Anyway, so we got a phone call from Grandma. Said Pappy had died, and everybody's crying in my house. Mama's two sisters, my brother all crying. My daddy's crying, and I ain't shed one tear, not even one. I mean, I didn't even think about it. Man, he ain't dead. So my brother decided to punch me in the side of my head right here. I still remember it. And I'm like, well, why'd you do that? You ain't crying. Well, I'm gonna make you cry. Well, he tried his best. Grandpappy ain't dead. That's all I could tell him. My daddy come and hit me with his whip. It's a razor strap. That's all he ever used to beat us with. It's hard to live in no life when you got 4 kids, 6 mouths to feed, and you ain't got no good. You ain't got no money. Like I said, I try not to cuss, so I'll do my best. I'll do my best, boo. So an hour later, I'm sitting there all beat up, screwed up, and everything else going on. We get a phone from the hospital. My grandma went to the hospital, called back, said, Granddaddy's not dead. Granddaddy's not dead. I didn't get one apology from my family. They're beating my ass like they did. I just knew he wasn't dead. I know my daddy. I know my granddaddy, Pappy. I just had a granddaughter a year and a half ago, a year or so. I honored my Pappy's name, but they have to call me Pappy. We got an interview now, if you don't mind. Um, um, that's not the first one I remember. That's the strongest one I remember of premonitions or whatever you want to call them, like you've been calling. You always got premonitions, Dane. What are you saying? What are you saying, Doc? All right. Can we say goodbye? Bye. I told you it wouldn't last 10 minutes.
Were you taught, was there any special training? You said you were in the army? Did
Are you calling me? We got to pause. Can I hit pause? Can you hit pause? I don't know. How you deal with this? We'll leave it on. See what happens. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's going on, buddy? You can do it any night you want. I tell my wife, I said, that man If he wants to bring us wood, he will bring us wood. I love you to death. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind. That's why I order early because it help you deliver quickly. All right, you take care, brother. Okay, I'll let my wife know. All right, well she's gonna pack all the wood in the wood house again. So that I love this woman. All right, buddy, take care. Hey, God bless you. You too. Bye. Oh, no, I'm done. Well, okay, Linda. It went over 10 minutes. I was wrong. I didn't say I was a good predictor, but I didn't predict that one. I got a call from my firewood guy. He's supposed to deliver today, and my wife is such a saint. Oh my God! You think I'm good? I got a winner. 40 years of marriage. I mean, you've met her so many times. Can't hear, never could hear. Uh, but no, I had no. Um, God dang it! I got to remember what the hell. I mean, I'm trying not to cuss. I cuss all the time. Hoping nobody is bothered by me cussing. I got Tourette's, whatever it's called. 4 years old. I had a soap. God. I had a bar of soap in my mouth every day of my life since until I turned 10. And my daddy said, I can't put that soap in your mouth anymore. I did that to my daughter. Didn't help her either. Guess we both got the same problem. It just, you can't, it's just the way your mind works. Just things click and click. Um, God, I don't want you to repeat the question. I'm trying to remember stuff because um, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. Um, uh, all right, I'm looking at 12 minutes. I've got to cancel this call. I mean, you sideswiped me the whole time. I don't feel like it's a fair interview. I mean, I know you're trying your best. You brought me on the channel, but if we run it 30 minutes, nobody's going to watch it, and you're going to lose all your whatever money you think you're making on this channel. Uh, uh, yeah, call me back as soon as you can, when you can, and we have to finish the interview. Wait a minute. I think I remember you asking me if I had any special training in the Army. Was that your last question? You shaking your head. Okay. It's a one-sided interview. I don't mind. I mean, I really didn't want to interview, but you've touched my family's heart all these years, all the gifts you give me, begging me to come on your channel. I don't even know how you found me, but I'm so glad I touched you so well. No, I had no special training in the Army. We had a group that did Army stuff. There's a movie that I've watched many times, and it is so spot on. With George Clooney, you know, the George Clooney from the House or whatever it was. I don't know. Doctors, and it's called um, something with goats. I don't know. I've watched it like 20 times just to say, but man, if I gave me that group, that'd be it. We'd have had we had total mind control. Read the future, see the future, read things, see things. Unbelievable stuff. Talks to goats. Maybe it is 19 or 2015. But I'm not sure. But Clooney goes on a mission all the way through the desert. And I was in Saudi Arabia. I've been in the desert during the Gulf War, first Gulf War, 1990, 1991, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And he finds the place he's looking for in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. I think it's called Toxic Goats. I'm going on. I'm sure you probably got it pulled up by now and show it later. I mean, I don't care if you do or not. But that's the way. That's just the way my abilities work. It just works. It's simple as that. Is I think of something happens, and it goes. It just goes to go. Oh, you can see my feet. I do not like phones. Okay, video camera's a whole lot easier than this, but I don't do video cameras either. I don't know if you ever seen this. Well, I know you have since you've been here. This is scrapings. Oopsie. just to get off target here. This is scrapings from the Vatican that my mother-in-law brought to me. They use gold on one of the statues they have or things, and they rub this gold chalk on this black paper. And this is from the Vatican in Italy. All right, it's just off subject. Crap, you know where I get off going. That's why I know you're not interrupting me at all. I'm sorry, this video is running way longer than I thought it would. You want me to cancel? Okay. I'll give you a few more minutes. The what? Jones Schwarzkopf? I've got okay. Jones Schwarzkopf. Go for it. Okay. Yeah. No, you misspelled that as Riyadh. Anyway, so I get shipped to Riyadh. My hair's out of place. I got one at least. So I get shipped to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, during the Gulf War. 6-month tour. It lasted 9 months. No big deal. I ain't worried about it. I mean, hell, I was having a great old time just keeping stuff going. So my office was, I'm going to pull the hair out if it pops up again. I got a sun in my head. Let me leave it alone. I'm not used to video like you try to tell your friends here and family. And I sure respect what you've done for me. You name your channel after me. 9 years ago, March 25th, I think 2015. You are one impressive human being, my friend. I should have listened to you and done this 9 years ago. We'd have thousands of videos by now, at least. There's no way around it. Anyway, back to Jones Schwarzkopf. So my office was down from his. He was on the 7th floor, and I was down at the other office. Well, we weren't allowed to wear a rank, so he didn't know what rank I was. And I was walking around like I was a general. I was telling people what to do, how to do it, and how to make it functional. And they're like, "Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir." I said, "Don't call me sir." And they're like, "Oh, what's your name?" I said, "Doc." They called me Doc. So I heard one day, all right, I went and talked to a lieutenant colonel from the 82nd Airborne, and he was in a room, down at the complex. They'd bring him in and stay at our complex. We had it's a 3-story building. They took it over from the local people. Yeah? Okay. God, I just like seeing your face. All right. How are your children doing? Okay. Yeah, my granddaughter. Oh God, I think that's what made me want this interview. She's a year old or so. Smartest person I've ever met in my life at that age. Anyway, General Schwarzkopf. I went down and talked to Colonel. I said, "Listen, Colonel, I need to." Knocked on his door. He'd just woken up after a 36-hour mission. That poor guy. And I'm banging on the door. "Get up, get up, get up." He comes to the door mad as hell. He looks at me and says, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I said, "I need to know who is in this room. I need to know names, ranks, and serial numbers and where they're stationed at." He said, "I'll kick your ass." I said, "Well, you can kick my ass after I tell General Schwarzkopf you're going to kick my ass. You're going to give me the information or not?" He goes, "Okay." Calm as a bell. 82nd Special Forces. Calm as a bell. He goes back, writes down everybody's name individually, hands me the card. He says, "Go away." All right. No problem. So I'm down in my office down there at the DOD of Saudi Arabia, the Department of Defense. 8-story building, concrete like 4 or 5 feet thick between each floor. This place is made to annihilate stuff. We're running late, sweetheart. I got to let you go. The video won't show if it's over 5 minutes. It ain't going to show now. What do you mean this? I don't know what the hell that means. You think I'm a photographer? No. Okay. You know what this means, right? Okay. I understand. All right. So I'm down the hall from General Schwarzkopf, And I heard that same voice again. That little, SOB banging on my door, waking me up. And I don't appreciate it. I want you to do something about it. And I walk in the office and said, Bear? That's what I called General Schwarzkopf. I'm the only person in the Army. I said, Bear. I didn't call him General, nothing. I said, Bear? What's going on? He said, you need to stand at attention, son. I stood at attention. He goes, you ever seen this guy before? I said, yeah, that's Colonel so-and-so. He goes, did you tell him banging on his door that you wanted information from his room? And I said, I sure as hell did. Did you authorize my name to tell him to produce this stuff and give him this stuff? I go, yes, you did. He goes, okay, go ahead. Go back to your office. The Colonel went, what? And then I stopped and I go, turn around and said, Bear? And he goes, what? I think we could avoid this problem in the future. He goes, well, I'd like to hear your ideas. I said, they could provide the information. All the people could provide information. I was running 12 hours a day, getting this information from 50,000 troops and make sure they didn't move, live, die, or where they were going home. TDY, when they're going home, TDY is terminal leave, whatever it is. Everything, name, grade, work, unit. I had all this database of 50,000 people. That was my job. We had no ranks on. So I walked out, and General said, did you hear what that man said? He said, I heard what he said, sir. I said, well, you're going to provide that information, aren't you? He said, yes. He said, why is my rank was an E4. That's a corporal. He said, why is an E4 telling you what to do, sir? He said, who the hell is an E4? He said, Specialist Cohen. General Scarrow jumped out of his desk, ran in the hallway and said, hey, you! Hey, you! Are you Specialist Cohen? I said, all day long, sir. Dedicated to the Army and servicing you. He goes, I thought you were a Brigadier General. Because I had no rank on. I said, no, sir. That's why you're not allowed to call me sir anymore. Okay, we're going to end this conversation. Is that okay with you? I mean, you can run an hour long. I really don't care. What are you doing? What? Roll? You can't roll no more. No. Don't do it.
Did you get any training for your skills in the Army?
I wanted to. I was talking earlier about the Goats movie. I sure wish they'd have. Sure wish they'd have done that. God. Oh man. I'm trying to look at this. I don't know what I'm trying to look at. You can't see my eyes when I look up, so I'm sorry. I was trying to read all our notes. Because you sent me the interview, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. Thank you, sweetheart. I haven't cussed. Is me and you? We're like sailors, but I'm so glad I've been able to hold my ideas and tongue, especially for I thought it was you were calling about God, and I thought it was a biblical discussion, but you're bringing me all out. I mean, it's an honor to talk to you, Linda. Yeah. Okay. I don't know about these notes. I'm sorry. If this video is too long for anybody, just cut it off. Don't even put a like. What? Don't put a share? What's that mean? I know what that means. Don't say that. I'm sorry, Linda. Okay, like and share. Linda approves of me talking forever. We always do. I'll talk for 5 hours. I mean, it's not cool that she just says, tell me more. Tell me more. Yeah, tell me more. Oh, man. Linda, I'm sorry that I've never done this before. It's inspiring to me and anybody that ever, all my friends that hear me talk are like, how do you know so much? How do you know so much? God. Uh, oh man. And when you first talked to me during your whatever monologue you were doing, I don't know what the hell it was. Oh, I was gonna hang up. I can't deal with this. Um, all right, all right, all right. I'll see if anything else is going on. But yeah, I'm the only one in the army called General Schwarzkopf a bear. All the time. Um, um, okay, I remember. I remember now. You were talking about. No, I didn't get any special training army. So I go to Bear's office one day. I mean, it's after a bunch of stuff. You've heard it. You've heard me talk about that, where I wrote a plan to do something and get something done, which is um, uh, I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm under an NDA, non-disclosure agreement from the Army for talking about any missions I may or may not have done, or any other work I've ever done in the Army with uh, um, either military intelligence or non-military intelligence sources. So I'm not allowed to talk about those. But um, I was at Fort Benning, Georgia, before I went into the Gulf War. Yeah. Okay. Uh, okay. Um, well, what happened is a year before the Gulf War, maybe longer, but about a year at Fort Benning, I was the administration's technician, uh, specialist for the jump towers at Fort Benning. So my house, where I worked, was right across the street from the airborne division, which was right there where the jump towers are. I was there when they filmed My Mother Wears Jumps Boots. Oh my God, they had all the crew there filming it, and I wasn't a second, but I probably could have been. I moved there uh, with my wife and child from Texas when I left Texas, Fort Hood, Texas. I was in communications there, raising towers and stuff. I went to Korea for a year doing administrations, and when I got back, they put me in administrations inside um, the jump school. Only one in the world. People come there from everywhere. Israel, um, Central America was coming there to jump, learn stuff. But they had to go through jump school, which is like 2 months or a month. And I'm watching these boys getting beat up, or whatever, and just wore out, just to fall out of a tower with a parachute. And it's just really easy to do. I mean, if you've ever surfed, skied, or anything, it ain't no harder than that. Except when you hit the ground going, 20 miles an hour, you got to button roll, which I do that all the time anyway. I fell down the other day. I rolled out and had a box in my hand at work. I can't tell you where I work because it's my civilian life. I can't talk about it. You know that. You know where I work. God, you're so amused with everything I say. You've heard it all before. Okay, getting back. So uh, uh, I had a dream that I'm driving my deuce and half. I have my sergeant right beside me. I'm driving it. We're going through this really parsed area, desert, little trees with no leaves on them, just all messed up property stuff. Like desert. I'm driving through the beach or something. And these guys, enemies, are running across, throwing their guns in my truck, on the ground, laying down their heads, and then when they see I ain't stopping, they run off. They're surrendering. I mean, in groves. I mean, hundreds, thousands of them. And then I hit a landmine on my front driver's side and flips the whole deuce and half over sideways. So the windows pop up. I don't know if you've seen a deuce and half. It's a truck with I don't know, ancient windows that pop out. Well, they fell out. So I jump out through the window to get to safety, and I look back, and I see my Sarge. He's laying on the door. He impacted the door. I impacted him. It threw him against the door because laying on the side. So I reach in and pull his ass out. People are still running by throwing their weapons down on the ground. I had that dream all night long. This exact same repeat. Video, the exact same thing. That was Friday night, a year before the war started. Now don't cry. It was a dream. I never did it. I didn't get hurt. Well, not in a Jeep, not in a decent hand. All right. So 6 months later, I'm sorry, that Monday I went to my Sarge, he's the E7. At, I forget his name. The guy was genius. He sure helped my career a lot just by being faithful, and he knew how dedicated I was with my job. I ran the printing press. I ran paper all day long. I kept that clean machine as clean as my Harley Davidson. I kept that somebody running smooth for the entire time I was there at Fort Benning. He said, "What are you wrong? Come on in my office." I sat down. I said, "Man, I'm having a dream. It's driving me crazy. I feel like 15 times in 3 days." He said, "We're in no conflict anywhere in the world. You have nothing to worry about." He said, "Everybody has these type of dreams. In the Army, you get considered." I said, "But 15 times in 3 days?" He goes, "Just put it right out of your mind." I said, all right. Running my printing press, going home, having the same dream every night. I'm sorry, I missed one word. It's okay? Okay. Gracious, sweetheart. I know you don't mind me cussing all the time, but I want to make this video as straight as I could. So 6 months later, he comes in my office at the printing press. He closed the door. He says, "I need to see you in my office." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I need to see you in my office right now." Well, I don't watch the news, and I damn sure ain't gonna never watch it again. You know why. But anyway, I go in his office. He closes the door. He says, "Sit down there." Specialist call. I mean, that's not my real name, but that's what he called. Can you delete that out? No. Okay. Can we interview? This is okay. It is important. It is important to the story. Okay. I told you I shouldn't have had this interview. I told you that. No. Okay. I'll continue. He says, "When was the last time you had that dream?" I said, "Every day, but they're less frequent. Only one a day, every night." He said, "I want you to tell me that dream." I explained it to him again, exactly word for word, like I was already explained. He looks out all the windows. It's a windowed office, and we're in the middle of Fort Benning jump school stuff. He said, "Do you think you'll have that dream tonight?" It was Friday. Apparently he knew something. I didn't know anything about this. He had passed my idea on up above, way up above. Above top secret. Way above top secret. He said, "Tonight when you have that dream, I want you to do something for me." I said, "I'll do anything you want, Sergeant. Because I got to get rid of this dream. It's just eating me up." He said, "I want you to stop the dream and find out what day this is." I said, "I don't know how to do that." He said, "You will find a way, soldier." I said, "Sergeant, I'll do my damn best because I got to get rid of this. It'll be every day of the rest of my life. I really don't want it no more." He said, "You will do your best." And I looked at him in the eyes and I go, I know you believe in me. I believe in you. I think I can do it. I will do it. I went home that night. Same dream over and over and over again. I was so heartbroken. I said, "No, it ain't working." And then I woke up in the dream to be something else happened. When I jumped in for my SARS that 5 millionth time, I jumped and reached behind the seat where I was sitting, and I found a newspaper. Yeah, you remember? I've told you like 50 times. Because you keep saying, how did you know? How did you know? How did you know? I don't know how I knew, but he gave me inspiration and put it in my heart, and I'm dedicated to finding things out, fixing stuff, making it happen. I reached back there and pulled out that newspaper, and it said February 24th, 1991. I said, what? I can wake up right now. And then he came back to me, my sergeant, and he said, well, if you wake up now, you're going to forget it. I go, what? His idea came to me, not him, but his idea. And I said, how am I going to remember February 24th? We're talking about 6 more before any conflict happened. Well, 6 more before things happened. And I said, oh my God, how can I remember that? So I started thinking everything I could think of so I could bring this out of my subconscious and put it on my conscious. Yeah, God, I love you. That's sign language, I love it. So I go, all right, I love my wife. I love my children. I love my wife. I love my children. What would be the best day to represent that? What would be the best day to represent? What would be the best day? Our birthdays, Christmas, my daughter's birthday, my wife's birthday, my birthday, and then Easter, Thanksgiving. I thought of everything. Valentine's Day. That's pretty close. I love my wife and my children on Valentine's Day times 10. I repeated that over and over and over and over and over till I woke up that morning. Don't remember any of it. Did not remember anything. Monday morning I go in, talk to my sergeant again. I go, I had the dream. I did exactly what you said. I got the date. I don't remember any of it. He said, tell me, close your eyes, tell me. Tell me all that happened in your dream. And I explained, I jumped out and found the newspaper. I remember all that because I did it. It's already programmed, because I already knew it. And I said, paused for about 5 minutes. I go, I love my wife. I love my child. He goes, what's that mean? I said, I don't know. Somehow programmed. It's in my head. He said, say that again. It's Valentine's Day. He said, the war happens on Valentine's Day? I said, no, Valentine's is part of the dream. That I was trying to do what you told me to jump in the dream and make it so I can remember. He said, Valentine's Day. It's February 14th, right? And I go, no, plus 10. He goes, what? I said, plus 10's all I remember. He said, what's that mean? I said, February 24th. I see the date now, February 24th, 1991. He says, that's all I need to see you. Go back to work, and you will no longer have these dreams anymore. I went back to work. Never had any dreams anymore. You know the rest of the story. I've got to go. This has been such a challenge. I've never been on video that I knew about. I didn't know you filmed me singing, but Boo, you're special. You're a very special person to me, and I love you so much. But I got to go. So, what? No, hold on. I don't know what you're saying. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I'll stay for the whole hour. Why not? Put it on YouTube. I mean, put it on Facebook. Put it on CNN. Never mind. Don't do that. Okay. Now. Okay. The dream showed that the war would be extremely quick, not prolonged, not whatever, predictabilities might have been. We're talking about 5 to 10 days, 7 days for the Desert Storm. Desert Shield, they went in and bombarded stuff, and that was fine. So the war started on February 24th, and I was in Saudi Arabia. I waited at midnight. There they go. They're going to get nothing, nothing, nothing. I said, well, I guess I'm no longer a predictor because I didn't predict nothing. You know, no, I didn't say that word in the interview. I told you I try to keep it as clean as possible. I use maybe one F word. That's it. I'm sorry I even did that, but I cuss every other word, and you are a saint to me too. So I got up. I said, I got to go to sleep. It's 2 in the morning. There ain't nothing happening. I was just making this stuff up. Something was wrong. Um, so I get up, and the war started at sunup. There was one tank commander, a bunch of them. McMasters, I remember him. They had a video of him on Discover or something where he went into 73 Easting, it's called. This guy, um, he was a gem. But prior to this, everybody knew something was special with me. I was back in Fort Benning, and people had heard because rumors that some guy psychically found out what day the war was going to start. Okay, yeah, you want me to tell this one? Okay, so he's like, people come. I'm in the printing press, running the printing press, and I was the only one allowed to smoke in the entire building because I smoked a lot of cigarettes. I installed my own fan because they made a regulation you couldn't smoke in the building unless it had a fan. I installed my own fan, bought it, and put it in there, and had the door cracked open so it wouldn't, bother anybody else. Everybody else smoked in the building too, but I mean they smoked outside. Anyway, people come to my they walk in there and they go, um, "Are you Doc?" And I said, "Yes, that's me." "You're Doc Days?" I said, "Yep, that's me." They go, "I just got orders to deploy." This is like 5 months, a month after my prediction with my sergeant. And he said, "Can you tell me by looking at me if I will survive?" Linda, that face on you, that face, every time I say that, it's like, oh my God. I wish we could have a dual interview, but you are priceless. To bring this out of me when I said I'd never, ever, ever do this again, I was wrong for 9 years. I should have done this 9 years ago. You're a very special person, sweetheart. He comes and he goes, "Well, look at me. Can you tell?" And I looked at him, looked him square in the face, and went, "You're not going to die." And I knew he would not die. Just knew it. Okay. There was a Twilight movie. This guy was in World War II. You got to watch it. I mean, that's what made me, when I even want to watch it, yeah, I can do that. It's pretty easy. Well, I've never done it before, but you've heard these stories. I mean, you understand. You understand me real well. She knows me forever, I think. She's my lost daughter from Singapore. He comes to visit me for no fucking reason. I'm trying. Go ahead. I can go. Okay. I mean, we might have children watching. Well, they better not. Okay. It's an adult channel. Okay. In the Twilight Zone, black and white movie, the guy held a flashlight on his face. It looked like, so he'd look at him and go, "Flashlight on your face." "No, you're not going to make it, son." If it's normal face, it was fine. And this is what I saw. I didn't see the flashlight effect, which I expected. Maybe the movie is real. I don't know. I was watching it 5 years old or 10 years old. The Twilight Zone. And I go, you're not gonna get killed. You'll be fine." He's like, "Thank you so much," and he shook my hand and hugged me. I went, "Well, I guess I do have something special. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm just happy. Maybe I'm well. You know all my stories. God treats his friends as family. Yeah, yeah, it's true. And then he brought over a carton of cigarettes and laid them inside the office door there. I was smoking Cools at the time, Cool 100s. I don't smoke anymore, and I'm healthy as I've ever been right now. At least doctors tell me I am. Push-ups, yeah, I do 70 push-ups a day. I'm trying to get up to 150. I broke my foot. Thank you, Descartes. God, what the hell's wrong with you? Just let me talk before I can finish one story at a time. Such a joy to my heart. Okay, so then word spread around. Everybody that got orders, which the entire finance department and everybody else, all the administrators were all going over there and administrate for U.S. Cencom, General Schwarzkopf. All right, not a problem. And then I got tons of stuff, food. I mean, you name it. I mean, clothes. They'd bring me stuff. So then you don't have to tell. Okay, I won't tell it. Then I got deployed to U.S. Cencom in Florida. No problem. So I got on a plane, flew all the way down there, all my gear. And I said, I got orders to stay with U.S. Cencom in Florida, written in stone. They said, yep. So I go down with my Visa card. They gave me a $23,000 Visa card with 6-month deployment. Yeah. Oh, don't spoil it. I'm still talking. You spoil me. So I go down there and I went out and got drunk. So drunk one night I had to wear 2 sunglasses to get to work in the morning. I did not want to be. Florida's nice, but we were on Tampa side. I think it was St. Petersburg. We were inside. And so finally I've been here a week. Not a problem. And I go in, listen, Sarge, I've been staying at the motel. I'm going to go down and rent an apartment. And I got my Visa card here and get me a rent-a-car because I got enough to go for 6 months. He said, I don't think you're needing all that. I'm pretty sure I do. I got 2 sunglasses on top of it. I had never been a drunk in my life. I mean, I just went out and had a wild-ass time. So I go, he says, well, you're no longer going to be in Tampa. I went, why not? You got orders to go to Saudi Arabia. I said, no, my orders say I have to stay with U.S. Income. He says, oh, you didn't read the fine print. I go, let me read it again. Stay with U.S. Income. Florida. That's what it says. He says, it says first U.S. Cencom. I said, yeah. U.S. Cencom is going to Saudi Arabia. I went, what? Remember that one? What? What are you talking about? Oh, no. You're not a lawyer. You didn't read your orders properly. I went, oh, my God. I can't even see straight. They're telling me I got to turn in my Visa card in my car. Bam. Saudi Arabia, 18-hour trip. Okay, I got an interview. What? You got me going off-sided. I mean, the flight, finish the Schwarzkopf story. Okay, maybe I got off track. I'm sorry. I just rambled. I mean, ramble, but I have a story to provide. Okay, I got, I think, 10 minutes. I think I can finish that. Okay. So word got around when I got to Saudi Arabia that I was that guy, the guy that predicted the start of the war. And the war started when it did. So I've been telling General Schwarzkopf, Bear, the entire day since I met him about my dreams. So he knew specifically who I was. He trusted me like this. We were like brothers. I mean, we knew what was going on. And then when he found out I was a specialist, he didn't take any disregard for that. He said, "You are the smartest whatever I've ever met in my life. You can tongue twist an animal in half." That ain't my job. I'm not doing that. He's laughing, going, "Oh, dang it! You got it. You got something going on." So I go in his office and I said, "Listen, Bear, I told you once. I've told you 100 times. This war will not last longer than the Israeli war, the 7-day war Israel put out. Bear got his hands in his head again. He said, you got to quit telling me that. You got to stop saying that to me. I said, what day is the war going to start? Do you even know? He goes, you said the 24th. Now, this is like 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. I said, you cannot let this war go on any longer than 7 days. This is my mission. This is the Army, the United States Army. We're representing America. I don't know who the hell these other guys want to represent, but we are here to protect our country and get our boys home safe and sound, alive. Is that something you do not understand? He says, I understand everything you said. He said, I was in Korea. I think it was in World War II. It's got the combat ranks. I mean, you got glitter all over. He goes, well, I got to follow orders, just like you. They do not want what you want me to do. I said, you are here to fulfill this job. If you cannot do it, we will find somebody that can. And God knows who is better than you, because I do not know a better man than you. He went home and prayed that night. He told me the next day, I will not allow people higher than God to tell me what to do. I said, Bear, you're doing the right thing. Army, Navy, Air Force from all nations entered the war on February 24th at sun up. And within 7 days, the war was over. Thanks to God and General Schwarzkopf. Thank you, Linda Foxwood. For helping me present myself in this one interview. Good night to you.